Today, we will look at the difference between a person with an avoidant attachment style and a covert narcissist. There are many shared traits, but they stem from different motivations. It's not easy, but you can learn to distinguish between them. A small warning: regardless of which of these two types of individuals you are in a relationship with, you should consider whether you are strong enough to stay in that type of relationship or if it's time to leave. After a relationship with one of these types, it will often require therapy to find yourself again, especially if your personality pattern is anxious. Relationships can be incredibly rewarding, offering companionship, support, and love. They provide a sense of belonging and can be a source of immense joy and personal growth. But they can also be complex and challenging, especially when navigating different personality styles and attachment patterns. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships. Two such patterns that often lead to confusion and misunderstandings are covert narcissism and avoidant attachment. These patterns can create significant emotional distance and tension. While both may appear similar on the surface, particularly in their tendency to withdraw and struggle with emotional intimacy, they stem from vastly different motivations and manifest in distinct ways. Recognizing these differences is key to addressing the issues they cause. This exploration aims to shed light on the key differences between covert narcissism and avoidant attachment, providing you with the tools to better understand these complex dynamics. With this knowledge, you can approach relationships with more insight and sensitivity. By recognizing the subtle nuances in behavior, motivation, and coping mechanisms, we can foster greater empathy and navigate our relationships with more clarity and compassion. This understanding can lead to more meaningful and lasting connections. Whether you're experiencing these patterns firsthand or seeking to understand someone in your life, knowledge is power when it comes to building healthier, more fulfilling connections. Embracing this knowledge can transform the way we relate to others. Covert narcissism, also known as vulnerable narcissism, is a personality disorder characterized by a deep-seated need for admiration and a lack of empathy, hidden beneath a facade of insecurity and vulnerability. Unlike their overt counterparts, covert narcissists are less flamboyant and outwardly grandiose. Instead, they tend to be more introverted, self-effacing, and even appear shy or sensitive. However, beneath this carefully crafted exterior lies a fragile ego that requires constant validation and affirmation. Covert narcissists are masters of manipulation, often playing the victim to elicit sympathy and attention from others. They may constantly seek reassurance, belittle their own accomplishments while envying others' successes, and hold grudges for perceived slights. For example, they might downplay their achievements at work while subtly undermining a colleague's promotion, or while maintaining an air of innocence and self-deprecation. Their need for admiration is insatiable, and they often feel threatened by others' happiness or success. Avoidant attachment, on the other hand, is not a personality disorder, but rather a learned attachment style that develops in early childhood, often as a response to specific environmental factors. Individuals with this attachment style often experienced emotional neglect or rejection from their primary caregivers, leading them to believe that intimacy is unsafe and that their emotional needs will not be met. This belief becomes deeply ingrained over time. As a result, they develop a defense mechanism of emotional distancing and self-reliance to protect themselves from potential hurt and disappointment. This self-reliance can sometimes be mistaken for strength or independence. People with an avoidant attachment style often appear emotionally detached, aloof, and uncomfortable with vulnerability. They may struggle to express their feelings openly. They may avoid close relationships altogether, or maintain a safe distance in their existing ones, fearing engulfment and loss of independence. This fear can be overwhelming and persistent. For instance, they might shy away from emotional conversations, finding them too intense or uncomfortable, withdraw when their partner seeks comfort or support, feeling unable to provide the emotional connection needed, or prioritize their own needs and desires above their partner's, often without realizing the impact on their relationships. While it may seem like they don't care, their avoidance stems from a deep-seated fear of intimacy and vulnerability, not from a lack of empathy or disregard for others' feelings. Understanding this can help in fostering better relationships. Spotting the difference. Behavioral cues and contrasts. While both covert narcissists and individuals with avoidant attachment may exhibit withdrawn behavior, there are key differences in their actions and interactions that are crucial to understand. Covert narcissists withdraw as a form of manipulation, seeking to elicit attention and validation by playing the victim or making others feel sorry for them. Their behavior is often a strategic move. They may sulk, give the silent treatment, or make passive-aggressive remarks to express their displeasure and to exert control over the situation. Their withdrawal is a calculated tactic designed to control and manipulate those around them, ensuring they remain the center of attention. In contrast, individuals with avoidant attachment withdraw as a self-protective measure, seeking to avoid potential hurt and rejection. Their actions are driven by fear rather than manipulation. Their withdrawal is not intended to manipulate or control others, but rather to regulate their own emotional state and maintain a sense of safety and independence within the relationship. They seek peace and stability. They may become emotionally distant, shut down during conflicts, or avoid intimate conversations altogether, not to punish their partner, but to protect themselves from perceived emotional threats and maintain their emotional equilibrium. Unmasking the motives. The why behind the actions. Understanding the underlying motivations behind these behaviors is crucial in differentiating between covert narcissism and avoidant attachment. Covert narcissists are driven by a need for admiration and a sense of superiority. They crave validation and recognition, even if it comes at the expense of others' well-being. Their actions, even those disguised as vulnerability or self-deprecation, are ultimately self-serving and designed to maintain their fragile ego. Individuals with avoidant attachment, on the other hand, are motivated by a fear of intimacy and vulnerability. They long for connection but are terrified of the potential pain and rejection that come with it. Their actions, though they may appear aloof or uncaring, are driven by a deep-seated need to protect themselves from emotional harm. They withdraw, not because they don't care, but because they care too much and fear being hurt. Coping mechanisms. Navigating emotional turmoil. Covert narcissists and individuals with avoidant attachment also employ different coping mechanisms to manage their emotions and navigate interpersonal relationships. Covert narcissists often rely on manipulation, passive aggression, and playing the victim to get their needs met and maintain a sense of control. They may use guilt trips, emotional blackmail, or subtle sabotage to keep others emotionally invested and dependent on them. Individuals with avoidant attachment, on the other hand, tend to cope through emotional distancing, self-reliance, and compartmentalization. They may create emotional barriers to avoid getting too close to others, prioritize their own independence and self-sufficiency, or suppress their emotions to avoid feeling vulnerable or overwhelmed. These coping mechanisms, while potentially detrimental in the long run, serve as a way to manage their anxiety and maintain a sense of safety in their relationships.
Thank you for watching this video. What are your experiences? What tips or insights have you gained? Let's connect and support each other on this path of self-discovery. Join the Psyche and Soul community. If you'd like more content like this, we would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and like and share our videos.